Quick recall. Y is equal to mx plus b. This is the name of the equation of the line. And each one of these letters means something special. M represents our slope. B is the y-intercept, so where it passes the y-axis. And x and y are actually coordinates. We can substitute any x in here and we will have a corresponding y after we do the computation. Those are going to be points that are on the graph. The meaning of slope is the steepness of a line. So we can use the equation m is equal to rise over run for slope. We could also use the equation where we're talking about the difference in y, which represents rise, and the difference in x, which represents the run. So, talking about equivalent slopes is important. Now, if I had the slope 3 over 4, that means that I have a line that goes up by 3 units and goes to the right by 4 units. If I had 3 over 4, we could say that this is equivalent to negative 3 over 4 because algebraically, two negatives will actually give us a positive number. And so this is how we get the same slope. Finally, another equivalent slope to negative 8 over 3, we could talk about it as negative 8 over 3 or positive 8 over negative 3. So find the equation of the line with a slope of negative 1 over 2 and the line passes through 2, 5. I'm going to first plot 2, 5 as a point on the line. Now our slope, I know that slope is negative 1 over 2. So that means I could go either negative 1 and 2, or I could say that this is positive 1 and negative 2. Now, let's say I were to use the first one here. I would be going down by 1 and across to the right by 2. I would be going down and across by 2. If I were to use the second one, I would be going up by 1 and to the left by 2. So we've got a good set of dots. Let's draw a line through these. So I've got this line. I identify that the y-intercept is 6. So I say b is equal to 6. I know that the slope is negative half, and so I could say for the equation, I'm substituting negative half in for the slope and my 6 for the y-intercept. So we have this as the equation of our line. Now, sometimes it's not always convenient to solve it graphing because you can't find the exact y-intercept or the numbers are just too big. So in this example, I'm going to show you how it's very difficult to make this one work. Find the equation of the line that has m is equal to 1/3 and it passes through 5, negative 3. So first, 5, negative 3. Here's our point. Our slope is 1 over 3. So another way we can represent 1 over 3 is negative 1 over negative 3. Well, the first one, 1 over 3, I go up by 1, across by 3. It's off the graph, so this one isn't very helpful to us. I'm going to use this one, down by 1 and to the left by 3 units. So down and across by 3, down by 1, across by 3, down by 1, across by 3. We have a good set of dots for our line. We know the slope, but the trouble here is it's really difficult for us to find the y-intercept. The y-intercept is between -4 and -5, and I can't say what the exact value is by just looking at the graph. And so we are going to need to do a question like this algebraically. Right, so in this example, we're going to solve the equation algebraically. Find the equation of the line with a slope of -1 over 2 and passes through 2, 5. Same question that we had on the previous page, but we're going to see how we can solve the same questions algebraically instead. So 2 and 5. 2 and 5 are points on the graph. Now we said that if they are points on the graph, then these are written as x and y, and these are the possible x and y's in the equation of our line. So the equation of our line, y is equal to mx plus b. The x and the y here could be a 2 and a 5. Now I'm going to first write a partial equation. We know the m, but we don't know the b. And so we won't be able to find the complete equation. As a partial equation, we could say that we know y is equal to -1 over 2 plus b. We got that because we substituted the m that was given into our equation. Now we're going to use the x and y point and substitute it into the equation to solve for b. So everywhere I see the y, I'm going to put a 5. Everywhere I see an x, I'm going to substitute it with a 2. Now we have 5 is equal to -1 over 2 times 2 plus b. Let's rearrange the equation to solve for b. 5 is equal to -1 plus b. So let's rearrange. 5 plus 1 is equal to b, and we have b is equal to 6. Now we have our b down here that was given, that we solved for. We also have the m that was given from above. So our equation is going to be y is equal to -1 over 2x plus 6. Now this is trickier when we have a question where it's going to give us a b that is not a whole number. Let's do the same thing as before. We're going to first write our partial equation. So we have y is equal to 1/3 x plus b. We know that x is equal to 5 and y is equal to -3. Second question here. Find the equation of the line that has a slope of 1 over 3 and passes through 5, negative 3. I know that the partial equation, we have y is equal to 1/3 x plus b. We also know that our coordinate in our line, we have an x that's 5 and a y that's a negative 3. Let's substitute this back into the equation so that we could solve for b. Negative 3 is equal to 1 over 3 times 5 plus b. Negative 3 is equal to 5 over 3 plus b. Negative 3 minus 5 over 3 plus b. Let's get a common denominator for 3, um, which will be 3. We're going to multiply the top and bottom. So negative 9 minus 5 all over 3, and this is equal to b. Negative 14 over 3 is equal to b, and our equation y is equal to 1 over 3x minus 14 over 3. Let's do one more example here. Find the equation of the line with the slope of negative 4 and passes through negative 2 and 1. We know the slope is negative 4. We know that a coordinate xy is equal to negative 2 and 1. Let's write the partial equation. Y is equal to negative 4x plus b. I'm going to substitute in x is equal to negative 2 and y is equal to 1. Now we have 1 is equal to negative 4 times 2 plus b. 1 is equal to negative 8 plus b. 1 plus 8 is equal to b, and we have b is equal to 9. So the equation of the line, y is equal to negative 4x plus b. I want you to pause the video now, try this question on your own, and try some of these ones on your own as well. Okay, our next example, we're going to find the equation of a line from 2 points. This is similar to what we did, except we're not given the slope anymore. We're just given 2 different points. But we know that if we have 2 different points, we can always find the slope by using the equation where we get the difference in x and the difference in y. Okay, so 2, negative 3. This is our x1 and y1. And our second point, negative 4, 5. This is our x2 and y2. So our slope, we have 5 minus 3, and we have negative 4 minus 2. Let's simplify. 5 plus 3 is over negative 6. M is equal to 8 over negative 6, and we can reduce that to 4 over 3. Okay, we have our slope. We're going to do the same thing that we did previously. We're going to write a partial equation and substitute an x and y into the equation to solve for b. Right, we have y is equal to negative 4 over 3 x plus b. Let's substitute in 2 and negative 3. So negative 3 is equal to negative 4 over 3 times 2 plus b. Negative 3 is equal to negative 8 over 3 plus b. Negative 3 plus 8 over 3 is equal to b. Now, if you don't want to solve fractions the long way, we could do it with a calculator. Negative 8 plus 8 over 3. We get the fraction negative 1 over 3. So our equation y is equal to negative 4 over 3x minus 1 over 3. Now, if we want to convert this into standard form, we're going to need to get rid of our denominators. We're going to multiply each term by the common denominator, similar to what we did when we were in algebra, so that we can get rid of the fractions. I'm going to multiply 3 to each term. So I have 3y is equal to negative 4x minus 1. Let's rearrange it. 4x plus 3y plus 1 is equal to 0. And we have it in standard form. One more example. Find an equation of the line that passes through negative 3, 2 and 6, negative 8. Let's find the slope. Our slope, negative 8 minus 2, and in the denominator, 6 minus 3. The numerator, negative 10, and we have 6 plus 3. The slope is negative 10 over 9. So our partial equation, y is equal to negative 10 over 9x plus b. I'm going to substitute in negative 3 and 2 into the equation. We have y is equal to, y is equal to negative 3, and x is equal to negative 3, y is equal to 2. Okay, let's place that into our equation. 2 is equal to negative 10 over 9 times negative 3 plus 6, or plus b. 2 is equal to positive 30 over 9 plus b. 2 minus 30 over 9 is equal to b. Let's get common denominators of 9. 18 minus 30 over 9 is equal to b. And finally, we have b is equal to negative 12 over 9 or negative 4 over 3. So the equation, we have y is equal to negative 10 over 9x minus 4 over 3. Pause the video now. Let's try these questions on your own.